A reading from the letter of Paul to the Colossians. Brothers and sisters, if you were raised with Christ, seek what is above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. Think of what is above, not of what is on earth, for you have died, and your life is hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, your life, appears, then you too will appear with him in glory. Put to death, then, the parts of you that are earthly: immorality, impurity, passion, evil desire, and the greed that is idolatry. Stop lying to one another, since you have taken off the old self with its practices, and have put on the new self, which is being renewed for knowledge in the image of its Creator. Here there is not Greek and Jew, circumcision and uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, slave, free, but Christ is all and in all. The word of the Lord.
Our second reading this Sunday comes from the letter of Paul to the Colossians. We have been reflecting on what our true work is and what our true wealth is. Work that is supposed to generate wealth. So what is your work? And what wealth is generated by your work? In the first reading, we find from Ecclesiastes this sigh, which becomes a point of our reflection and self-examination. Vanity of vanities. Working, which leads to accumulation of wealth, which is pointless because you don't bring it with you after death. And it even brings you a lot of anxiety while you are here on earth and while you are preserving and protecting the fruits of your labor. Vanity. So what should be our work? What should we work for? In the second reading, Paul tells us to set our hearts on heavenly things, on things of God. That should be the wealth that we should be working for. So if that is our wealth, things that pertain to God, things in the heavenly realm, and we should work for it. How do we go about working for that? I guess when it comes to more material wealth of this earth, we somehow know what type of work we should engage in. I remember the time when people said, oh, there is a demand for physical therapists all over the world. Oh, so many Filipinos enrolled in physical therapy because that is the type of work that will give you a good salary and a good future. But St. Paul is saying, while that is not bad, are you aspiring for heavenly things, things that pertain to God? Now, St. Paul reverses it first. What are the false wealths or riches that we should shun, we should not work for? Here is a good enumeration. We should put to death, we should not work for the following things: fornication, impurity, passion, evil desires, and the lust, which is idolatry. Now we know that many people work for that, and many people earn a lot of money in promoting these things to the destruction of lives, of youth, most especially, and families. Is that true wealth? St. Paul is saying you should not work for these things. Not. What is he pointing to when he talks about working for things of God and accumulating as our wealth heavenly things? Is St. Paul advocating some sort of a escape from the world? Will we stop our human activity here on earth? Should we stop pursuing a profession? No, that's not the point of St. Paul. What he's saying is, while you are pursuing these earthly jobs or work, are you pursuing the one that really matters? Are you working on becoming more and more Christ-like? Are you becoming more and more the image of Christ? That is hard work. And are we working on that? Of course, with God's grace. And to be like Christ is to be a person of love, loving God, making myself available to God, and loving neighbor, working towards the unity that the human family needs, working towards equality, human respect, avoiding all forms of discrimination and barriers. Are we working in these areas? These are the things that matter to God. These are the things that make human life really profitable. So as we work here on earth, are our aspirations the same as God's aspirations? A new heaven, a new earth founded on love. This is an important question that everyone should face.